Okay, so South Africa have this program they always have called Miss South Africa. They actually do it yearly, where they assembled beautiful and young, elegant women from all parts of South Africa and then call them Miss South Africa. Well, they recently had a clash of one contestant between a clash between Nigeria and South Africa over one contestant when African Flag Zone shared this. See.
Hello South Africa, my name is Chidima Vanessa Onwe Adechina. I'm 23 years old, all the way from Cape Town. I'm a Nepal player and an LLB law student.
Yep, Chidima Vanessa. Where her issue was shared by African Flag Zone on their page, this is how some South Africans commented under the comment section. This one came in and says, she's not South African, she must go compete in Nigeria. Again, this one also says, call me a hater, but she ain't South African. Well, these were the comments that were made by some South Africans, and they had a little clash between South Africa and Nigeria over or under the comment section when this post was shared. But recently, too, African Flag Zone has also shared another contestant from this year's Miss South Africa 2024, and have got Africans also charging on South Africans. See this.
Hello South Africa, my name is Sherry Wang and I'm 29 years old from the beautiful city of Johannesburg.
Yep, Miss Sherry Wang. Sherry Wan is a 29 years South African, and then she was a contestant, though she got evicted at top as number 25. But as it was shared, some Africans started dragging South Africa. See this. This one came in and says, at this point, they might just call it Miss International South Africa. Again, this African also came in and says, nothing African about her. And this one also says, I didn't know that they are Chinese South Africa. And lastly, this one says, why is the comments quiet? Where are the South Africans not complaining? I mean, this girl is more foreign than the other one they wanted to finish. Well, this is it. They say that this time around, South Africans were quiet because why are they not talking? Because this one is more not South African, but the other one was a little bit South Africa because she was black and this is not black person. Okay, that's what they were saying. But some South African also came trying to defend or commented and says, Nigerians will say she's not South African because they want to be South Africans. Again, this one also came in and says, guess it's now Miss International. Yesterday it was a Nigerian Igbo lady and today it's Chinese lady. Our country has been sold out to foreigners. Again, this one also saying South Africa is a welcoming place. Well, this is how South Africans were going, okay? Africans were holding South African on the bull, saying that you guys were here lately saying a black African was not a South African and can never be a South African. But here you are having a Chinese person being a South African and you guys are having nothing to say. Well, that was what was happening. And in the conversation, as you can see, some South Africans were trying to defend it, saying that South Africa is a multicultural country, a racial country that have a lot of foreigners. Some were also saying this, but the question Africans were asking was, why were they having a big problem with a black African being calling herself a South African, and why are they not really saying much about this Chinese? Well, some South African also came commenting and saying that they begin the South African Confederation with the Chinese because they were there a long time before these other African countries came in there. So they believe that they are actually South Africans now. But well, it is what it is, but I should actually say that this is the part 2 of the first one, though. I shared the first one in my page. You can check it out and see what actually partaked under Chidima's post, where Vanessa Chidima was part of the contestant. Though Vanessa went far to top 14, but Sherry Wan got evicted at the top 25, okay? That is what is happening between Nigeria and South Africa now. Well, this time around, it was Africans on South Africans saying that you guys were busy claiming that Vanessa was not South African, but what about Miss Sherry Wan? Is she South African too? That was some questions some Africans were sharing and their concerns were sharing too. What I can say is that we need to live peace and harmony. Africa is a place and it can also be the people too. Whoever believes that he wants to be an African, we should actually accept them and embrace them as African. There should not be any division between us, okay? Miss Vanessa Chidima claim or says he's a South African, and yes, she's a South African. Miss Sherry Wan is South African and she's South African. Both of them are Africans, and yes, they are Africans. As South Africans, Nigerians, you guys are Africans, and yes, you guys are Africans. And you guys find yourself on the African continent, and yes, you guys are Africans. And that is on period. Nothing to discuss here, nothing to worry about here. If you don't understand anything, the best thing to do right now, the sea is still there. You can fall inside and swim across it to the Atlantic Ocean or to the Antarctic Ocean. However you want to do it, just start swimming. Because whether you like it or not, they are South Africans, they are Africans, we are all Africans, we are in African continent, and you can cry about it. We don't care about that. This African time, and as I actually say, the part 1 was there, and this part 2, I'm done talking about Nigeria and South Africa always clashing about these kind of things. I'm done talking. They are Africans, we are all Africans, we are building Africa together. Whether some of you like it or not, it's African time, people, and Africa is our business now. See you guys around.